Are you ready for Console Wars? This November, watch Phil Spencer's Xbox take on Jim Ryan's PlayStation in a title bout to become Console King. Sponsored by the all-new Dorito Dude, Gamer Fuel Suppository. It's the biggest, baddest console throwdown ever, with cars, controllers, exclusives, Doritos, and video games.
Holy shit!
Don't miss this incredible event in November. Be there or you.
Shut up and take my money!
Consoles. Am I right, folks? What the fuck was that? There have been so many kick-ass systems released throughout the years, and it's funny because I feel like every new generation marks a new chapter in my life. Is it just me, or am I a big-ass nerd? Console wars have been waged for a millennia. Many have died, and many have survived. Now, as we get into this final bout between Sony and Microsoft, remember that there are no wrong choices. So let's be civil. Let's only insult those that have a different preference or opinion than us. Let's shame them until we all conform to a unified method of thinking. On the last episode of Console Wars, before Microsoft struck back with their games showcase, the edge was clearly in Sony's favor. However, our two players have made some big moves in this game of chess. And this close to release, I think both companies have more or less done everything they can to sell us on the Playbox Series 5. Now it's time for the final verdict. If you want to hear more bullshit on Console Wars, be sure to check out this little guy. Right there, this video. So how did the PS5 and Series X stack up against each other? What pros and cons do each console have? Which would I buy if I could only choose one? These questions and more on Sunday Night! It's always interesting to see how each company's strategy has evolved. The market and people's taste buds are always changing. But real quick, let's not forget about our old pal Nintendo. The Wii U had a decent lineup, but was marketed poorly and its console design rivaled that of the Virtual Boy. It's bizarre, even for Nintendo. But they had to recover quickly, and did, when they launched the Switch 2.5 years ahead of Microsoft and Sony. The Switch is all about versatility, ease of use, the classic Nintendo awesomeness, and most revolutionary, they finally caught up to the original Xbox Live in providing a decent online experience. No matter what the other two do, Nintendo will always be relevant because what they offer can't be found anywhere else. So it's Sony and Microsoft who have to outshine each other. The Xbox brand in recent years has struggled to find its identity, while Sony has steadily been building upon the core principles it's had since day one. Now here's some blockbuster news you probably heard about. Microsoft has acquired ZeniMax for $7.5 bajillion. Now what's ZeniMax? Well, I don't know, but they own Bethesda, and to us, that's all that matters. This is a huge deal that should, in theory, only pay dividends for Microsoft. Wait, that's more than George Lucas sold Star Wars for. Plus how much Knott's sold Minecraft for. Jesus! How much of that $7.5 billion is Bethesda worth? I'm not sure. But the timing is kind of sus. This late into the game, the Series X is not going to be starting strong. And Bethesda is coming off of Fallout 76.
Step back, I think I'm gonna vomit!
Regardless, we all know what this means. Skyrim Xbox Series X Enhanced Remastered Edition. I can't wait. Even if Bethesda hasn't been pumping out the best games recently, they are a massive studio with a huge fan base that they have recently been pissing on and disappointing greatly.
This is not okay. This needs to stop now.
But I'll also point out that Phil Spencer confirms the Xbox will honor the PS5 exclusivity deal for Deathloop and Ghostwire Tokyo. What a gracious move. Even if it's mostly to avoid bad PR, that's the best way to describe Xbox this gen. Gracious. And a lot of that is Phil Spencer's dedication to gaming. Say what you will about the Series X, Phil Spencer is a class act. And coming from me, that's saying a whole lot. They likely could have stolen the deal, changed it, but chose to honor it. And you gotta respect that. Can you imagine what would happen if they made Elder Scrolls 6 a Series X exclusive? Do it. You know, if the console wars were decided on raw studio power, Xbox and Microsoft would slaughter Sony. Microsoft now owns id Software and so many other studios. Logically, the larger operation you have, the more employees, the more kick-ass games you can make. But historically, Microsoft has not utilized their developers to the best of their abilities. Sure, you can throw money around and buy the best players, but if you can't make them work for you, then what's the point? Why haven't you made a new Conquer game? Just why? Why? Please, I need an answer. It's like, okay, so, just, what was the point in buying Rare if you're not going to continue their incredible franchises? Sony may not have as many studios, but you bet your ass they are working their asses off. And Sony's making deals with big publishers like Activision. Bethesda fans also have to be somewhat skeptical about this deal. I know I am, yet I am rooting for them. Best case scenario, Bethesda pumps out some kick-ass games and exclusives that become a major selling point for the Series X down the line. Worst case scenario, we get Doom Guy Nuts and Bolts and Wolfenstein Mobile. PlayStation fans don't have to worry about having an awesome library of games, but they do have to worry about what this means for the future. If all Xbox gets is some Fallout 76 exclusive content, I think Sony's gonna be okay with that. Now, this brings me to the lineup. I feel like Microsoft genuinely doesn't care what lineup of games they launch their new console with. It's like, we'll get some shit out there. You'll buy it. You'll be back.
Gotcha, bitch!
But the launch of a new console is a rare opportunity to set the tone and precedent of what people should expect for the next 7 years. The lineup needs to be diverse, have a little something for everyone. Right now, the PlayStation is way more appealing than the Series X. Xbox. Yeah, Halo Infinite, the longest developed Halo game, is going to be delayed. I know you've been waiting 5 years, but please wait longer. PlayStation. Anybody call for some Demon Souls, huh? Yeah, you like that, don't you? Yeah, only on PS5, baby. Xbox. Yeah, we'll have a new FABLE for you. This was in a franchise whose last game was cancelled, resulting in the studio being shut down. Before that, there was a game for the Kinect, which of course everyone played. And before that, the last major entry came out 10 years ago and was rather mediocre. So yes, please be excited for this new title in our highly inconsistent core franchise. PlayStation. I seem to have misplaced my hip-hop Spider-Man. Oh wait, there he is, whooping ass on your PS5. Xbox. No, we don't know what's up with Elden Ring. George R.R. Martin has not been talking to us. Please stop asking. PlayStation. Come on now, play the new Black Ops Alpha. Don't be shy. You see, Sony has given me a reason to buy a PS5 when it comes out. It's called Demon Souls. Although Sony has not given me the technical capabilities to make such a purchase, it is a purchase I want to make nonetheless. Microsoft's biggest flaw at the moment is that everything amazing is coming later. Xbox fans have been painfully patient with Microsoft. Still no new Banjo-Kazooie game. Why? Oh, hello, Microsoft. Please make another game starring me and my friend Kazooie. We would ever so love it very much. I think Actman here would even buy 100 copies of it. My patience is running low. There's no reason why all these franchises should just be collecting dust. It's a crushing blow that Halo Infinite got delayed, and while I totally agree with the decision, it's a blow nonetheless, and the graphics were quite concerning. I'm excited for everything both consoles have. The FABLE trailer nailed the spirit of the games, but FABLE should have been an exclusive on the One. The difference is you can trust Sony with their franchises, you cannot trust Microsoft with theirs. For all the good faith Phil Spencer and the Xbox team have gained in recent years, it hasn't been because of dope exclusives. It's been because of the investment. Microsoft's big strategy is not exactly to sell new consoles, but to sell people on the Xbox brand. Matt Booty of Xbox Game Studios said, We want to make sure that if someone invests in Xbox between now and Series X, that they feel they made a good investment and that we're committed to them with content. This kind of sums up their philosophy as a whole. And I think it's telling that rather than shit all over their competition, Xbox bows their head respectfully to Sony before drawing their sword in a duel of honor. Never underestimate the power of goodwill and a solid deal. That's what Xbox offers. They've invested in a ton of features like cross-platform, building this connection between console and PC, a shared library. That's unique. That's something Nintendo and Sony don't offer. Microsoft has also emphasized backwards and forwards compatibility, preserving older games on new platforms. Xbox All Access is an amazing deal, 24 months of Game Pass Ultimate with EA Play, hundreds of top-tier titles at $24.99 a month, while also paying for a new console on a subscription basis, games and deals with Xbox Live. Look at that, 50% off Jedi Fallen Order, Borderlands 3. And Xbox Game Pass is straight fire. The amount of content you get from a Game Pass subscription is just unreal. And judging from this list Xbox just released, the lineup is way better than I initially thought. Ori and the Will of the Wisps, Gears 5, Forza Horizon 4, Dead by Daylight, and all these games are going to be optimized for Series X. If you want to pay the least amount of money for the most entertainment, Xbox is the best platform. Smart delivery is kind of a buzzword to say you can upgrade your games to next gen for free. But the thing is, Sony is also implementing this. Also, Microsoft earns money from every purchase of Minecraft, so technically they're profiting off all other platforms. While that doesn't necessarily draw people into Xbox, it does provide a solid cash flow for funding other games. Microsoft is in the best position they've ever been with the Series X. Phil Spencer has steered this ship away from catastrophe. What Xbox excels at is features, utility, quality of life. It is the world's most powerful console. This tiny storage stick looks awesome, quick resume feature, dynamic latency input, 120 FPS, 8K resolution, ray tracing, shorter load times, yet all the specs are pretty much shared with Sony. All these things will make for great performance, yeah, but if every dope game the Series X has can be played on the One, why should I upgrade? The games are the cake and everything else is icing to me. The biggest selling point is the price, $299 for the Series S and $499 for the X. Thing is, Sony can and has easily copied many of the features and quality of life improvements. Those can be replicated. The games cannot. Speaking of Sony, their strategy is straightforward, and you can see it at the end of their presentations. The way they flash all the titles at you. It's essentially the same type of promotion as Super Smash Bros. Look at all these incredible franchises. This is the one platform where you can find them. This is what Sony has to offer you. It's amazing marketing is what it is. Like I said, Sony has pretty much just been doing the same thing. Make a dope-ass console, no complicated names, give it some great exclusives. And let God do the rest. The latest PS5 showcase pretty much erased any doubt in people's minds that the Xbox showcase had. I mean, Final Fantasy XVI, the legacy of the crystals has shaped our destiny for long enough. This is the most MacGuffin thing I've ever heard. Spider-Man Miles Morales. Miles looks like a pop star. If Michael Jackson mixed with Spider-Man, this is what we get. These moves, this animation, fluid as hell. The soundtrack is boss. Miles Morales is going to be the killer app for PS5. And this Harry Potter game looks pretty sick. Even if it's not an exclusive, being the one to announce it can tie it in with your brand. Just like Cyberpunk 2077 is more tied to the Xbox than Sony to me. Resident Evil 8 Village, Deathloop, a very stylish shooter, great visuals, Oddworld, Soulstorm, an oddball kind of game, Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart, a new Five Nights at Freddy's, Demon's Souls remake. I mean, the lineup is diverse and expansive. I want to play all these games. I'm excited for everything. I don't know what else to say. Sony is launching strong and with tons of potential down the line. Both companies have a main attraction and cheaper alternative, and to be honest, it's gonna come down to preference. The Series S is $100 cheaper than PS5 digital, but it's not as powerful. The only real difference for PS5 editions is the disc drive, which costs $100. That doesn't make sense. The console designs, like I said, PS5 looks cooler, but at this point, with everything we know and have seen from Sony and Microsoft, if I had to pick one console, it'd be PlayStation 5. You're gonna get something awesome right out the gate. And I haven't been patient with Xbox for so long, I just want that quick satisfaction. It is important for a console to have some utility, but really, it always comes back to the games. How do I think this generation is gonna play out? Well, Nintendo's gonna keep doing their own thing and being really damn good at it. Sony will get a strong lead over Microsoft. They'll pump out tons of exclusives, give you no doubt. If Microsoft is lucky and plays their hand right, down the line, they could overtake Sony. Either way, I'm definitely gonna get both consoles. Halo Infinite could turn the tide alone. I think that about settles it for the console wars, but now, we have to wait for the fight.
In November.
But what do you think? Which console are you gonna buy? And why? Why are people who aren't buying the same console as you stupid? Let me know your thoughts and opinions in the comments below. Like the video if you enjoyed it, and subscribe to the Act Man for more awesome content. Alright everyone, that's all I got for today. This is the Act Man signing out. Peace!